Okay, this is the IYV. It is the headless and has fan frets, so it's a multi-scale bass. It literally just came in my Amazon delivery. Had a couple of things right off the bat. I haven't even really looked it over yet, but it had two broken strings right off the bat, so that was not a good start. Once I did that, obviously the tuners, pretty difficult to turn. I did put some, I had some fishing reel grease, just some lubricating grease that I put on them, and that's helped them quite a bit. I'm hoping that'll get better on there. I went to plug it in and it had no sound. Luckily, I remembered that these have a push-pull for passive. And I pulled it passive and it was fine. Checked and there's no battery in it. So they didn't include the battery. They had two broken strings. The setup is, it needs some help, but it's not terrible. But I don't want to do that unless I'm keeping it and I have the strings I want on there. Anyway, just to get to it a little bit, here is the passive sound. And there's just a monumental difference in volume between passive and active. Like, it's unusably different. I don't know if there is a gain control on the inside on the circuit board. I'm gonna have to look at that and see, but you'll hear the difference. And I've got everything centered here. It's all centered tones. So basically it won't be overloading or more than what they originally intended for the preamp to be. But here's the passive. Now, I'm just going to push this in and you will hear just a ridiculous amount of difference in the gain levels once I go to active. Now that is with the gain back on everything. If I pull the volume almost off, it gets pretty close to the levels but it's still got that distorted sound that that's even at a really low volume here, so it's not distorting the front end of the amplifier, it's distorting in the circuit. So I want to look at that and see if that's something that can be changed. When I turn this up, I get this. That's obviously a bass control. This seems to do literally nothing. There's nothing. That seems to be a high or a high mid. And that seems to be a mid. Big crispy kind of modern bass sound out of it, but still can't get this button to work or this knob to work. Still have a monumental difference in the preamp volume. Still have a bunch of output issues with this. So right now it's not looking so great of a deal. On the good side, the neck feels nice. It's not as light as I'd hoped. I'll have to put it on the scales, but it feels like it's around that 8.5 pound, 8 to 8.5 pound, but I'll have to check. It's a little bit disappointing right now, but like I say, I'm going to give it a minute and go through it, see if I can find any controls. on the inside, and then go from there.